by the dawn's early light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the peril and fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bomb bursting in air, they proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you, Steve.
And I got the idea for this while I was stationed in the Air Force as a chaplain down in Fort Walton Beach. And the next town over is a little town called Destin. And they had a large Greek community there, and they had the blessing of the fleet. And I was asked to participate in it one year, and I did. And afterwards, we went back to the local church, Episcopal church, and they had a mass and a big dinner afterwards, and it was great fun.
That your father gave the land to Mr. Nathan Seeley for this house?
When he went bankrupt.
When Mr. Seeley went bankrupt.
Right.
You're telling me that he owned the large house next door and went bankrupt and didn't have anywhere for his wife and two children. He had a boy and a girl, Nathan Jr. and Lillian, to live, and so with that he built this little house. Your father gave.
And what are some of your memories of Mamaroneck growing up?
Beautiful, beautiful. There's no town like it. Is there, Steve?
Right, that's great.
It's one of the most wonderful towns there is. It's always been a wonderful town. I'm part of it. I know Steve is too. We couldn't. We wouldn't want to go anyplace else to live.
Then you think that the changes that they've had in Mamaroneck have not been bad, but they've just kind of been good.
They've been, oh yes.
I think
along
they really have been
as a
good
community.
changes.
Oh yes, it's wonderful.
Run for Senate.
Negative.
You stated when you ran for Senate you would run a positive.
It's my turn,
You would
John.
run a positive campaign.
John, I think you're butting into my turn.
I thought it was a give and
Well, give and take, one person at a time, though. So
Okay, let me finish up. And I feel that if it only is logical, John, that if SUNY needs money, and if Westchester Community College needs money, and if our local school districts need money, you don't starve them, you don't deprive them of that money. You get them all the money you can get, and then you try and get them some more. And clearly that is the way the Senate Republican delegation felt. You bring the monies in, and then you work harder. You don't dry up the funding source.
Good evening. This is Art Talk, a series of conversations with Westchester artists. My name is Marcus Burke. I teach art history at the State University of New York at Purchase, and I will be your host as we visit the homes and studios of artists working in Westchester County. Tonight's program will feature...
I have a son that goes to Rhinebeck, and isn't there supposed to be a patrolman when they go to school?
Yes, there is.
I drive my son, and a few times I saw no patrolman there at all, and children cutting through the motel. On more than one occasion.
The patrolman is supposed to be posted at the corner of Hornridge Road and the Post Road.
Right.
And as far as the children cutting through, we have tried, and we will continue to try, to make it clear through the schools and the parents that children should stay away from the area. Although that motel has attempted to make some changes, and it has raised its prices, and we understand that it's improved a little bit, the children should stay away. And it's very difficult, as a parent, to tell children not to do something and expect them not always to do it.
Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves so green. Here we come a-wandering, so fair to be seen. Come and joy, come to joy, come to you. Wasn't to, wasn't to, say what said you a happy new year. And what said you a happy new year.
Ladies and gentlemen, all rise. Queen Elizabeth and her escort, King Henry VIII. To Elizabeth, the glory of our land, may health and happiness attend her.
This is Real Kids.
Welcome to Real Kids, the program that brings you kids just as they are, their views, opinions, outlooks about themselves and the adults around them.
Who's in favor of tax reform here? Do we have a significant problem enough that tax reform is necessary?
No.
Let's start with you,
If I may,
David.
I do think
We recognize you, David, from
Thank
that
you.
prior tape.
Yeah, that was the older gentleman on the tape. I think that there's plenty of room for tax reform, and I think we do need a fairer tax system. I think that the statistics do indicate that as people move up the income tax brackets, they do not pay a higher percentage of their income in total taxes. And I thought that
This evening's program is the Landmarks Advisory Committee is going to tell us all about our landmarks in Mamaroneck and how to have your residence, your business designated as a landmark. It is chaired by the Landmarks Advisory Committee Chairman, Grace Huntley Pugh, who is going to take over the entire program.
A couple of years ago, when the village, in what was a very unique exercise in this state, created a coastal zone study commission long before the state itself agreed to put a coastal zone program in place legislatively. The study commission did something that's never been done before in a community like this. It found out what the people of the community wanted. The study commission itself